Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the last Rider Ramblings of the year. It's a beautiful day, and I know I haven't been recording Rider Ramblings and so on as much as I would like. This has been due to a number of problems, not just one. It would be nice if it was just one, but life doesn't work like that. I mean, in France, just like you've had in the UK, we've had some pretty chilly weather, but definitely not necessarily as cold. But it's been pretty chilly. I think we only achieved the dizzy heights of -4 one time, and I do hear that it was -15 in parts of the UK at one point, which is a tad chilly. I think in the countryside they managed to get below -4, but that's not me. The problem is, of course, is that the French government have sort of told everybody you're not allowed to have your heating on. If you have your heating on, you're a bad person. You're not doing your bit for fraternity and equality. So everybody has turned their heating down. Consequently, it's been bloody freezing in the apartment because we're on central chauffage, which basically means there's one huge gas boiler somewhere in the bowels of the building that provides heating for us all. And that's set to, I think, 19 degrees. And as we're in a 1970s build, there's absolutely no insulation, and I do mean zero. We've got rather a large north wall, which has been freezing. Cold, so not been good. So anyhow, that's been number one problem. And in the garage, due to the big swings in temperature that we've had, it's been raining in the garage. I am not kidding. I should have actually videoed it, but I didn't actually have the camera with me, which was a bit stupid. But seriously, in the communal parts of the garage, it was raining. Inside my garage, it was just damp and not very pleasant. We didn't actually get any rain in my garage, but as I say, in the communal parts it was raining. So I didn't do any work, and on top of that, I ricked my back, so not sure where I'm going today, actually. This is just a run out because it's a nice day, and in fact it's probably the only nice day we're going to have. A Portuguese car in front of me, even with a French number plate. That thing on the back window is the Portuguese symbol. Anyhow, oh, sorry, we're going to get camera flare. I do apologise. And I've got somebody who wants to marry me behind me. Where was I? Oh yes, so it's the probably the only nice day we're going to get this week. I was out yesterday on the other bike, and how can I put this? It rained a lot, and I got very wet. But luckily I was able to wash the bike as the rain stopped, or more or less stopped, just before I came back from the ride. So I thought we'd try here. Haven't been this way for a long time. There's some very expensive houses up on the right-hand side. They've got views right over the top of Paris, and I do mean right over the top of Paris. You can see for miles. Anyhow, yes, so I ricked my back, getting back on my excuses for not videoing, and actually had quite a bad time. Visited the physiotherapist, and I've actually got a standing appointment with our physiotherapist for my for another injury. Oops. Excuse me. And so instead of him dealing with the normal problem that I have, which is I've damaged the tendons in one of my knees, but he worked on my back, which was good of him. Oh, excuse me. So I was back up and running before I knew it. I know somebody who lives down there, a beautiful house, as I say. That's how I know how good the views are. No idea where I'm going to go. I think we'll have to go. I know I have to go right. So, I've had a bit of a torrid time of it for the last 3 weeks or so. We were supposed to be in the UK at the moment, but that got put on hold because of all the problems and so on. And just to make things even worse, it seems that my other half has caught flu or something. No idea where I'm going. No idea. So we'll go down here. As I say, this is just a bimble about because of the nice weather. So anyhow, I was supposed to be in the UK at the moment, but I'm not. I'm here. Never mind. And don't know about you, but we had a good Christmas. It's sort of getting quieter because my girlfriend's parents are in their 90s. Yeah, they're not young. One of my girlfriend's daughters is in Australia, and the other one has her own apartment but joins us for Christmas Eve, which is the standard thing in France. You have your meal on a Christmas Eve, unless you come from the east of France, Alsace-Lorraine, when you usually have it on the 25th. And for some unknown reason, in France, you have to eat seafood. And it doesn't matter where you go, who you are, it's all the same thing. Crab and oysters and coquille Saint-Jacques and they even eat snails and things like this. So it's all sort of very French and very fishy. And then they eat this bûche de Noël. And to tell you the truth, I'm not keen. But the French think it's the next best thing to sliced bread. They really do. Basically, it's just fat and sugar mixed together with maybe a little bit of cake or something like that. It's supposed to be basically a Swiss roll or a Yule log, but I mean the amount of cake in it is minuscule. It is, and the rest of it is, as I say, buttercream which is enormously fattening. And of course they eat all of this at about 9, well they start dinner about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, so by about midnight you're eating bûche de Noël, which is about the last thing you want to eat. As I say, I've got no idea where I am. There's a roundabout. We'll try left, because I've not been left. I have no idea where I am. As I say, this is a magical mystery tour. Well, I say I've got no idea where I am. I've not travelled this route before, but I am aware of its general position in around where I live. Anyhow, so they all eat this bûche de Noël at midnight, which is basically just full of fat. They consume vast quantities of champagne, which I think is a really good idea. Not just a good idea, but a really good idea. I do like my champagne. Yes, oh yes, and you've got to have the obligatory foie gras to start with. So, of course, with this bird flu and all of that, and I can't remember, there was some problem with the seafood somewhere, but I'm not too sure what that problem was. It was all over the news that, you know, we weren't going to be able to eat anything for Christmas Eve. But of course everybody had enough to eat and bought, of course, enough food for 20 days, even though the shops were actually open on Christmas Day, or some of the shops were open, food shops were open the morning of Christmas Day. So, no idea why. No idea actually what the speed limit is here either. This is another thing that they do in France. It's a case of guess the speed limit. I'm guessing that it's 50 kilometers an hour. But I don't know, because they don't tell you. It could be 30. But they don't tell you this. And it really is irritating, because, you know, you go from one place to another place, and one place it's 50, and another place it's 30, and another place it's 40. It's crazy. I mean, where I used to live, it was 40. Where I moved to, it was 50, and they've now changed it to 30. But what it is here, I've got no idea. And there's no signs to tell me anything, and everybody seems to be doing 50, so I'll assume 50. And see what's what. Never mind. Anyhow. I'm going to wish you all, because I've had a good moan about everything. Told you a bit about Christmas. Oh yes, we've got New Year's Eve coming up now. New Year's Eve is another fish diet, where everybody eats basically the contents of the English Channel in oysters and smoked salmon. Well, that doesn't come from the English Channel, but most of it's Scottish actually. So they eat vast quantities of smoked salmon and vast quantities of oysters, and drink vast quantities of champagne, again, which is something I like the idea of. As I say, I do actually know where I am, but so the surgery I had on my face was done in the hospital on the left-hand side, not the gymnase or the Collège Willy Ronis, But college is not a college as in the UK, it's a secondary school basically. And this is the hospital here. The operation I had on my face was done in there. And I'll probably be back in March for more investigations, unfortunately. Anyhow, yes, I was talking about New Year's Eve, wasn't I? Much more interesting than the things happening around here. So yes, the contents of the English Channel, which they call La Manche, drink vast quantities of champagne. Again, this is something I like, and we've got a couple of bottles sat down in the cellar. More than a couple of bottles. But we've got some champagne, shall we put it that way. And then they all go to work on the next day. Well, not quite. Because it is actually the first is a public holiday. But of course the 31st is a Saturday and the 1st is a Sunday, and so they're all at work on Monday. Which is most bizarre. Absolutely most crazy. Never mind, it says we're in a zone 30. So, okay, where are you going? So anyhow, I'll wish you all a very, very happy New Year. As we say, a happy and prosperous New Year. I hope you had an excellent Christmas. And I'll see you at some point in the new year. I have lots of videos planned. I've just got to do them. That's the only thing. I've actually put new lighting in the garage so that I can actually film down there. So anyhow, if you like the video, there's a button specifically for that, and you can press it. And please share and subscribe, and a happy and prosperous new year to you.